Hi all. Let's uh, let's do some Oracle. Oracle's a database. Before we get started, I want to read a joke. It's from an old book, 1943. I got it on the free rack at the library. World's Book of Best Jokes by Eddie Cantor. Let's see here. It's a neighbor talking to another neighbor about the son going to college. The one neighbor says, "What did your son learn at college?" The other neighbor says, "He hadn't been home a week before he showed me how to open a bottle with a $50." Okay, so Oracle, if you just go to oracle.com, ORACLE. Here, I'll make that a little bigger so you can see it. And then on the Oracle page, there's a lot of things under the download tab. And what we're going for is the Express version. Oracle Database 11G Express. Usually with Express, that's just a fancy word that means free. That kind of started back around 2000 or so. Companies started offering free versions. They're scaled back, smaller versions of their full product. But it's great to get started. You don't have to go out and buy a big application. So we click on here, and it brings us to this page here. So Oracle Database Express 11G. G, that just stands for grid, GRID. Again, back around 2000 or so, grid was a fancy marketing name for computing out on the internet, out on the web. A grid of computers all around the internet. Version 11, release 2. So if you're on Windows, hopefully you're running a newer version, a 64-bit version here. It's sassy. Come on, get out of here. Come on. We're mainly concerned with this one here. The 64-bit version on Windows. If you have an older computer, you might be 32-bit. The way you would know is if you go to your computer, go down to Properties. It says right here, it's a 64-bit operating system and 64-bit hardware. Okay, so now we have to click this item here to accept the license, and then click here to download the application. You have to have an account on the Oracle website. It's really not big of a deal if you don't have an account. Just create an account here. I log in with my email account here, and then password. Click sign in. It gives us this pop-up here. Save the file to your desktop. You can save it anywhere. I just like to save things to my desktop. I'm going to create a folder. And you can see here it's going to download the Oracle XE application, the 64-bit version. It's a zip file, which means it's stuffed. I'm using Firefox, so I can go to Tools and Downloads, and it shows me the status bar. Okay, it's done downloading. We can go to our folder now. And it downloaded a zip file. You can tell it's a zip file because it's got that little picture of a zipper. Just right click it and go extract all. Now it's saying where do you want to extract it. It goes right to the same folder. So we'll click extract. Unzips the file. Unzipped and extract means the same thing. Just unstuffs it. So here's our folder. You can see here after it unzipped it, it opened it up for us. So and then here's the Oracle installation file, setup.exe. So we just click that to start the install. There's a user account control. Just click yes. Yes, I want to install it. It should be a pretty easy install. The only thing you really have to pay attention to is when you enter in the password. Click next. Yes, I accept the license. Click next. Default folder is fine. It's just asking you where do you want to put it. You know, it's going to put it on C: in the Oracle folder. And then here it's asking you for the password that you want to use. Okay, you have to create a new password. So make it simple because you have to enter it every time you run Oracle. Make sure you write it down and click next. And then it's just giving you some basic information and click install. The whole installation should only take a few minutes, 5 minutes at the most. Okay, so the installation is complete. Click the finish button. Go ahead and close these. Now you can see here it put this item on our desktop. that's it's like a GUI into the Oracle database. It opens up inside of a web page. We have these things along the top that we can click on, these things along the side here. It also put some items on the start menu. Oracle. Got all these guys here. Something strange when it comes to the database apps is when you start Windows, the database automatically starts with it. That's good and bad, you know. For our purposes, it's just it's a smaller database, so it's really not using a lot of computer power, so it really doesn't matter much. But that's what these two guys would be for. Start the database, stop the database. You know. For the most part, you don't even have to mess around with these, you know. But if you're working on something else and you see your computer might be running slow, you might want to stop the Oracle database. See, if we right click here, go to Task Manager, you can see here Oracle is running and we didn't even start it. So okay, so I have these text files here to walk us through some things. Just to follow these, we downloaded the Express version. That's just the free version for educational use. We installed it. When you install the Express version, it creates one database for you, and that database is named XE, the XE database. We can't create another database with the Express version. You're only allowed to have one. It would be nice if they let us create other databases just so we could see how it works, you know, but for the XE version we're only allowed to have one. The account that we log in with is the system account, and you use the password that you typed in when you installed the application. Okay, so we went through the GUI part. That's this stuff here. We'll go over this more later on. For now, I want to show you the command line. I think it would make more sense if we do some command line stuff and you see how a database works, and then we'll come back and get into the GUI. So if we go here, Oracle, and run the SQL command line. I'm going to right click that and go pin to the taskbar. So then it shows up down here. It just makes it easier to get to. So we can click that to start it, and you can see it just looks like a DOS prompt. You can see it opens up to Oracle. We can tell that because it's SQL. Let's just connect to the database. Okay, so the way we log in is we go connect using the system account. System account is the administrator's account. So hit enter, type the password in that you created. Now I typed the password in, but you can't see it here. Okay, hit enter, and now it says we're connected to the database. Here's a fancy command. It says select the name of the database from this variable here. Okay, so here is what I was talking about earlier. We only have one database on this free version of Oracle, and that's the XE database. So we went out, we did select the name of the database here from this item here. We'll get more into this later on, but I just wanted to show you this XE name here. That's the actual name of the database. Okay, so that's all I really wanted to do for the first video, but just to show you some general stuff, we'll just run some database commands just to see if this thing is working, see if it's installed correctly, and then we'll come back and we'll explain this stuff in the next video. Okay, so here let's run a create table command. So a table is just it's something like a spreadsheet. It's got rows and columns, you know. So we ran the create table command. I had to enter in a semicolon here to actually run it. And then we have to insert data into the table. So this will be our first line. This will be our first record. Don't worry about the details yet. It'll make more sense once you see what the output is. So we inserted this information. Number 1 is a hammer. It costs $9.99, and it's and we have 100 of them in stock. ID number, item, cost, in stock. And we could do that with multiple items here. Don't worry about the details here. We'll pick this stuff apart in the next video. I just wanted to give you a quick overview of how we use this stuff. What's strange in Oracle is you can leave out that semicolon there at the end, and now it says, okay, what do you want to do next? You know, it's giving you a second line. You can run it with a semicolon, or you can run it with a /. See how that did this? That / did the same thing as the semicolon. So that's kind of odd. Okay, so then we'll do a quick select command here. So this just says select star means all from the product table. So here's the table that we just created. First, we created the product table. Columns, the ID column, the item column, the cost column, the in stock column. Then we went through and we entered in this data. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That was this stuff here. 3 was a screwdriver. 4 was pliers. And then we ran a select command to go in and display the items. So that's the basics of what a database is. I'm presuming you have no idea of what a database is. Like, you've probably heard people say the term, but you have no idea. So that's why I just wanted to give you a quick introduction to what it is. This here is just describe the products table, show us the structure of it. So you can see here it says the ID column you can enter in numbers. The item column you can enter in characters. The cost column you can enter in numbers. The in-stock column you can enter in numbers. And of course there's all this stuff. So we'll worry about that in the next video. And let's see. This also works. It's just like a shortcut version. Does the same thing. I just thought I'd show you that in case you see these in a book. Describe the products table or describe the products table here. It both means the same thing. Okay, and then when you're done using this table here, you can go in and delete it. So we'll delete the table. Fancy word for delete is drop. Drop the table, and then to actually run the command, we do a /, and it says table has been deleted. Table dropped. Okay, so next video we'll create the same table, enter in the same data, and we'll pick it apart as far as what all these fancy characters mean. Okay, see ya. Bye.